the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
After 11 days on the road, 4 different cities, a week-long homestand is going to be like a walk in the park. And it starts this afternoon as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Minnesota Twins in a one-game set at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with John Flaherty, I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees finally ended that long road trip yesterday. A 3-0 loss to Toronto Blue Jays. Yankees were 4-6 on the road, and yesterday they had Adam Lind to blame.
You know, Adam Lind had a really nice series against the Yankees, all 3 games. But yesterday, the power showed up. Home run number 25, little split finger down and away, drives it out to right center field. And then he comes up his next at bat, a backdoor slider, and he hammers it straight away center field. Brett Gardner could not make the play. Freddie Garcia giving up a few home runs lately. That is all that the Blue Jays needed, those 2 home runs. They ended up scoring 3 runs on the day.
All right, let's look at that road trip. 4-6 averages 3.5 runs per game. The batting average 209, which isn't very good. Only 10 home runs in 10 games. The pitcher's not too bad, 3.84. But you know what was good about the road trip? They got those games off the schedule. They still have a healthy lead in the American League East. Let's take a look now at today's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Scott Diamond is going to go for the Twins 1-4, 3.94. And for the New York Yankees, A.J. Burnett will try to get even at 500. He's 10-11 with a 5.20 ERA. A.J. Burnett is trying to pitch himself into a relevant role in the upcoming postseason. Does he start today? When we get back, John Flaherty will explain his last 3 starts next on Yes. And the man that will throw that first pitch is A.J. Burnett. That's what he's done in his last 3 starts. Combined 1-0 with a 4.15 ERA. Welcome back to Yankees baseball, everybody. That's John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay. It's really hard to gauge, A.J. The last 3 starts, are they better than they were previously? I guess so. But has he turned the corner, John?
You know, A.J. talked about making an adjustment during his last start against the Seattle Mariners, and all of a sudden that power curveball showed up. He struck out 11 in 6 innings in this ball game, and it was all about an adjustment with his lower half, swinging his leg a little bit more, but keeping his hands close to his body. Whatever that adjustment is, A.J. Burnett feels like he has found something, and the results the second half of that ball game were there. We'll pay attention early for that power curveball.
Well, the Yankees would love A.J. Burnett to turn a lead over to the bullpen, and now again, Mariano Rivera has a chance to break the all-time saves record. This time it would be at home. Lineups, first pitch, baseball next on Yes. IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. By Advanced Urology Centers of New York. The best care in the world right in your backyard. And by T-Mobile's family plans with unlimited data, talk, and text. Step up to nationwide 4G. Regis Philbin is going to throw out the first pitch here at Yankee Stadium. Regis winding down his show. Live with Regis and Kelly, I believe in November. And a big Yankee fan, comes to a lot of games, so he's going to go from the rubber, John, which is impressive.
Get there.
How about that?
Yeah, nice.
How about that? We'll have to break down that motion a little bit later on in Yesmo. Good job by Regis, and he shakes hands with Russell Martin. So that means we're about ready to go. The Yankees have taken the field. Now, A.J. Burnett will do it for real from that same mound. And why don't we take a look at the Twins starting lineup that A.J. is going to face, and it's presented by our good friends at HP. Now, you look at this lineup, you're not going to know many of these people. Ben Revere's in center field, he'll lead off. Trevor Plouffe, the shortstop, will bat second. Michael Kadyr's in right field, he's going to hit third. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Chris Parmalee. Danny Valencia, the DH, will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing second base, Brian Dinkelman. Luke Hughes, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing left field, Joe Benson. And Rivera will catch, and he's going to bat ninth. A lot of the regulars that you know with the Twins, they're hurt. They haven't even traveled with the team. So these are a lot of kids from their minor league system.
Yeah, a lot of kids from AA and AAA, and they're going to get an opportunity to face right-hander A.J. Burnett this afternoon. Record just under 500, 10-11, that ERA over 5. And we'll look at our G pitcher scouting report on A.J. Burnett. Made a few adjustments in his delivery in the middle of his last outing against Seattle, and because of that, a season high in strikeouts, 11 strikeouts in 6 innings, and he gets another chance against the Twins. August 20th only lasted an inning and 2/3 and gave up 7 earned runs. So looking for a little better day this afternoon.
Why don't we check out the defense behind A.J. Burnett? The Yankee defense brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, you've got Jones, Granderson, and Swisher left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Third to first, Russell Martin is behind the plate, and Alan James Burnett is on the mound. Well, the Twins are struggling, everybody. They've lost 8 in a row. They are 4-22 since August 21st. So the Yankees want to put this one in the bank and get it done as the Twins will leave town. A.J.'s ready, Revere's ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx. The first pitch is low and inside, and we're underway.
And Michael, we talked a little bit about the adjustments A.J. Burnett has made, keeping his hands close to his body, but swinging with the lower body, his leg kick. And much better stuff the second half of his last outing in Seattle. We'll see if he can carry that over this afternoon against the Twins.
The 1-0. There's a strike. This game is a makeup game, a rain out from April. Grounded up the middle and just over the bag and off the glove of Jeter. So an infield single for Ben Rivera. That was directly up the middle, right over the second base bag.
Well, Rivera can really run, has 30 stolen bases on the year, and he just slaps it right back up the middle. Even if Derek Jeter comes up with this clean, he's not going to have a play. Knocks it down. Now you got to worry about the running game with Rivera.
So Rivera leads off. Plouffe is really struggling. In his last 12 games, he's 4 for his last 44. Runner goes. Pitch outside. Throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base 31 for Rivera.
Well, now Rivera ties Luis Rivas with 31 steals. That's the all-time rookie stolen base leader for the Minnesota Twins. Does not waste any time and does not get a great jump. Russell Martin, who had a couple of nice throws in Toronto, this one a little bit to the shortstop side. Rivera not a great jump, able to outrun the baseball. Good look on Yesmo. Robinson Cano trying to swipe the tag, can't come up with it.
The 1-0. 1-1. And what's impressive about that rookie record, he's not your starting center fielder. The only reason he's playing a lot is because Denard Span has suffered a concussion sliding into home plate, and he's out for the remainder of the year. So Rivera took over at center field. 1-1. 1-2.
Good curveball from AJ right there. Well, Michael, you can go up and down the list with the Twins. Morneau is out. Mauer is out. Span is out. Traded Jim Thome to Cleveland. A lot of opportunities here for Ron Gardenhire at his club. Getting a good look at the young prospects here in September. Those dangerous games this afternoon for the Yankees. I mean, you look at the lineup, you don't recognize half of the names for the Twins. Probably don't have a lot of video, a lot of scouting reports on them.
Fouled away.
I feel like AJ should dominate this lineup, but we'll see how it's all going to play out.
Joe Mauer's missed 58 games. Morneau 56. Span 78. Kubel 47. I mean, just look at that list. And then the pitchers, Liriano, Baker, Blackburn, Slowey, Nathan, and Perkins. In fact, they haven't traveled some of their injured players on this one-game trip either. They decided to just leave them back in Minnesota. There's a strike 3. Breaking ball on the inside corner as Plouffe down looking. See how much the Twins have changed. That's the starting lineup on opening day on the left. Pretty impressive. And a lot of people thought the Twins were again going to win the Central.
That's a good lineup.
That is a good lineup. The one on the right, well, a lot of youngsters. So only Valencia and Kadire make both lists. Mauer is out again with pneumonia. Morneau with concussion symptoms. Same thing with Span. Nishioka hurt his knee, and now he's out with an injury to his side, the oblique muscle. Amazing. And the injured players usually travel with the team. Not today. They didn't bring any of their starting pitchers either. The only starter that came, Scott Diamond. So the Twins saving some flight money. Now the Twins are in the middle of a homestand right now. This was supposed to be an off day for them, as it was supposed to be for the Yankees. So they did not take the entire crew. Swing and a miss. The strikeout of Plouffe, by the way, the 500th strikeout for AJ as a Yankee.
Well, early on, we talked about that power curveball his last outing in Seattle, 11 strikeouts. It has shown up early on. A good one right there to Kadire. Jump out ahead in the count 0-2.
The 0-2. Tapped out slowly towards second. Cano to the glove side will get Kadire to the second out as Rivera moves to third. Look at Rivera standing next to A-Rod. It looks like father and son day at the stadium. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD. Free IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. Here's Chris Parmelee. There's a strike. Parmelee at Double-A hit 287, 13 homers and 83 ribbies, and he's done well since his September call-up. 364, home run, 6 ribbies, 6 hits in his last 12 at-bats.
And his first major league home run a few days ago against Cleveland. Michael, I always talk about the first inning and paying attention to what pitchers have, and I probably sound like a broken record, but a good curveball early on. You know, whatever AJ did in his last outing in Seattle, it is showing up here in the first inning.
The 0-2. Chopper back to the mound. AJ Fields fires in, and that'll do it. So they survive the leadoff single. No runs a hit, no errors. One man left on base. Twins nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. Scott Diamond, and it's presented by Lexus. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, leads off, batting second and playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Mark Teixeira's at first base, he'll hit third. Cleaning up third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano at second will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing right field, Nick Swisher. Andrew Jones at left field will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter, the DH, Jesus Montero. And Russell Martin will catch. He's going to bat ninth.
Well, Joe Girardi sends out that lineup to face the young left-hander Scott Diamond. Yankees do not know a lot about him, but we'll take a look at his numbers. It'll be a 6 start, 1-4. The ERA under 4. Look at our G pitcher scouting report, and respectable numbers there. The ERA under 4 has not gotten a lot of run support. A Rule 5 draft in 2010 from the Atlanta Braves. And you know what? Kevin Long told me he's a poor man's Cliff Lee. And you cannot compare the stuff, but if you watch the delivery and the arm angle, said it kind of reminded him of Cliff Lee in his delivery. We'll pay attention this afternoon.
That's a compliment, I would think.
It's more the high arm angle and how he kind of runs that fastball in on the righties.
Count 1-0. Now the Yankees are 16-4 this year in games in which they were opposed by a starter facing them for the first time. In fact, they've won 11 of their last such games.
We'll take a look at the motion of what Kevin was talking about. You watch the arm angle. Eye right over the top. Tries to ride that ball in on the right-handers. Good changeup.
Derek was 9 for 40 on the road trip. Averaged down to 292. And the 3-0 from Diamond. There's a strike. Derek's average in day games at the stadium this year, 349, 29 for 83. And since he's returned from the disabled list, he's 20 for 44 in 11 day games at the stadium. That's 455.
Good numbers you're talking about. The Yankees would like to see a little improvement offensively. Struggled on the road trip, a tough trip, and really did not show any life yesterday against Morrow in Toronto.
Ground ball at the middle of base hit for Jeter. So his day game dominance continues. Let's take a look at the Twins defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Joe Benson, Ben Rivera, and Michael Kadire left to right in the outfield. It's Hughes, Plouffe, Dinkelman, and Parmalee third to first. Rivera behind the plate. That's Rene Rivera. Scott Diamond is on the mound. I don't know about you, but Plouffe to Dinkelman to Parmalee sounds a lot like Tinker Stavros to Chance. .113 ribbies leads the American League. 40 home runs, a career high. Previous career high was 30. That one's driven deep to right center field. Going back, Kadire looking up. See ya. 2-run home run for Granderson, his 41st, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Just what the Yankees were looking for early on in this game. A base hit by Derek Jeter. 2-run shot from Curtis Granderson, number 41. When you have a young club coming in here, the Twins, a lot of these guys have not played here at the new Yankee Stadium. Good news, Curtis Granderson and the Yankees, you jump out ahead 2-0, set the tone for the afternoon.
Granderson's always been a power hitter against the Twins, 18 home runs against them. Remember, he used to play them a lot more when he was in the Central with Detroit. That's the most he has against any team. Teixeira grounds it foul. 41 home runs, 115 ribbies.
Get another look at it. Good extension out over the plate. He hit number 40 Saturday in Toronto. Had a nice afternoon. Carrying it over here. First game of the homestand. First at bat.
Grounded through for a base hit. Just off the glove of Hughes, and it trickles into left. So 3 straight hits for the Yankees against Scott Diamond.
We haven't had a lot of looks at Diamond, obviously facing him for the first time. Really did not have much video either. Kevin Long just saying an average fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. Changeup probably his best pitch. Mark Teixeira had a good look at the curveball and drilled it into left field.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Many people thought he wouldn't play today after playing the last 2 games in Toronto, but he's in the lineup and he takes a pitch low. Girardi actually checked with Alex Rodriguez when they landed last night, and Alex said, "I'm good to go," so he's in there. And the count 2-0. So Plouffe is going to talk with Diamond, and we're going to take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's a beautiful day. 64 degrees, 55% humidity. The wind is 8 miles per hour, and look at that, no rain in the forecast. But that's today.
Saying that might change?
Could change. Count 3-0. So John Hirschbeck, a pitcher-friendly umpire behind the plate, is not calling strikes, so Diamond must be missing by plenty. Today's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless. There's John Hirschbeck. Scott Barry's at first. Vic Carapazza at second. And Brian Knight is over third. Do they green light Alex Rodriguez on 3-0? Taking all the way and right down the middle. The 3-1. Grounded to short. Backhanded by Plouffe. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. Alex not moving that well out of the box. Remember, coming back from that knee surgery.
Diamond makes a little fastball down. You're right, Alex doesn't look like 100% getting down the line. A nice play by Plouffe going to his right. The plant over to Dinkelman. Across the Diamond for the 6-4-3 double play.
Twins in town for 1 game, and then Tampa Bay red hot comes into town for 4. You got one tomorrow night, a day-night doubleheader on Wednesday, and one on Thursday night. So 2 makeup games for the Rays from earlier rainouts.
Now Tampa has a day off today, right? Probably in New York, enjoying a day off.
Obviously, the second game of the day-night doubleheader is a makeup, and then Thursday was originally an off day on the opening schedule, and that's also a makeup day. 0-1-1. Hit sharply right to Parmerly. He's going to take it himself, and that's going to do it. But the Yankees scored 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left. The big blow off the bat of Curtis Granderson, his 41st home run. He has 115 ribbies. Yankees have a 2-0 lead. Who do you think should win the National League MVP award? We'll give you some choices, and you can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Is it Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, Matt Kemp, Albert Pujols, Justin Upton? All having great years. We'll find out a little bit later on. 2-0 Yankees lead on Granderson's home run in the first. So AJ has a lead, and he's going to face Danny Valencia, the DH for the Twins. Swing and a miss. Former Yankee Jim Beattie is at the game. Used to be the GM of the Orioles as well. Now he's a scout. I'm not sure who he's scouting for, John. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Seen a lot of scouts now around the stadium doing their advance work for a possibility of postseason play.
Strike three. Valencia down looking.
What's that at bat to Valencia and AJ Burnett with these changes that he's made, whatever they are? He was 100% confident in every pitch that he threw. 2 curveballs and then drilled a fastball. Sometimes changes players make, whether they're right or they're wrong, if you believe it in your mind that this is going to help you get over the hump and it feels better, that's all it takes.
There's a strike. Down 0-2. And the pitch. Outside 1-2. Dinkelman at AAA Rochester. 243, 3 homers, and 41 runs batted in. But he does have 7 hits in his last 9 at-bats in the big leagues. Swing and a miss. AJ with his 3rd strikeout.
Ball jumping out of his hand. Even the rhythm with Russell Martin seemed to be on the same page. A lot of strikes. Fastball up in the zone. When you have to worry or think about a curveball or a changeup down, you're going to get away with some high strikes.
There's a strike to Luke Hughes. Luke 2 hits in his last 13 at-bats, hitting 230 overall. That one's up the middle, grabbed by Cano, off balance throw to first, and Luke Hughes reaches on the infield second. Cano went a long way to get that ball, just couldn't get anything on the throw.
Yeah, Robinson Cano has spoiled us because when he comes across a diamond and flips back towards Mark Teixeira, we're so used to seeing it right on the mark with something on it. And you're right, Michael, did not have a lot on this throw. It's up the line a little bit.
Joe Benson fouls it back. Runner goes. Strike, throw to second. Not in time. A stolen base for Hughes.
Third stolen base for Hughes, and he gets a great jump. Russell Martin, an accurate throw right on the bag. Not a whole lot you can do if you're a catcher here. A good pitch to throw on. It's a great jump by Hughes.
0-2. Swing and a miss, and AJ strikes out the side. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. Going to the bottom of the second inning. Yankees are up 2-0. In part by Buick Enclave, the finest luxury crossover. By Acela Express, enjoy the journey. And by HP, everybody on. There's our director, John Moore's dad on the right, Ellis Moore. Big baseball fan. And that's John's nephew, John, on the left. They weren't very original with the name, but hello to John. Ellis was here for Don Larson's perfect game. What else, John? He saw Lou Gehrig's last game at Yankee Stadium. He saw Reggie's 3 home runs. So he's been around. So something big might happen today. Maybe Mariano's save. Check swing. He goes. John, I got a text from Anthony Flynn, who runs the video scouting for the Yankees. Does a great job. He said, tell Flash that we have every pitch that Scott Diamond has ever thrown in the big leagues, including his last 4 starts.
All right, tell Flinny I talked to a couple of coaches who didn't see anything before batting practice.
Wow.
Now, you know, one of our favorites, Rob Thompson, the third base coach.
Right.
And whenever you ask him for any piece of information, he always has an answer for you.
Right.
So I went to him today and said, hey, give me something on Scott Diamond. Shook his head, said, I have nothing. He said, I have the information in the clubhouse, but I have not gotten there yet.
Well, Flinny says they have everything video-wise.
Well, I don't doubt that, but they didn't have it before BP, which, you know, in my little circle doesn't help me out.
All right. He just sent the text that said, I just want to make sure that you have an accurate broadcast. LOL.
You love LOL.
I can't stand LOL. Because if you go LOL, John, you're almost telling the person, okay, I just told a joke, now laugh.
You want to make up your mind whether it's funny or not.
Exactly.
Now, the coaching staff did say they were a little rushed today.
Really?
Well, I mean, you know, long road trip, you get back, you get to the stadium.
I don't think Flinny was rushed.
Well, I'm sure he wasn't. He's one of the best in the business. LOL.
There's a strike. Andrew Jones has done the job he was brought here to do. He hits lefty pitching well. 280, 8 homers and 25 ribbies. 2-2. 2-0 Yankees on Granderson's first inning home run off Diamond. The 2-2. 3-2. All right, do they send Nick Swisher now? That's a decision they have to make. With Jesus Montero on deck.
Well, Andrew Jones can strike out, obviously, but you look at Diamond and his stuff, it doesn't look like a pure strikeout type pitcher. Not overpowering. Decent curveball, good changeup.
I opened my mouth, John. Curry, Lorenz, and Ashley Fugazi, our executive assistant, all just sent me LOLs. Popped up, runner was not going. Long run for Dinkelman. Somebody made the play. It was Dinkelman. Good play by the Twins second baseman.
Parmalee and Dinkelman on the run. A nice basket catch, foul territory. This is not easy here, Michael. I mean, with Parmalee, Dinkelman, you got to look down at your scorecard and figure out who's running after these fly balls.
We'll get it. We've got it locked in already. We can send down for the tape to LaFlenney. Here's Jesus Montero. 282, 3 homers, and 6 runs batted in. Diamond goes over to first.
I was just thinking, do you hand out your cell phone to everybody in the Yankee organization,
No.
or are they asking for
I'd
it?
like to know how Flinney got my number. I don't mind that he has it.
Did it come up on your phone, Flinney?
No, he said this is Flinney. Very private with my cell phone. Only about 200, 300, 400 people have it. Count 2-0.
Jesus Montero getting a start today. See early score from Fenway Park.
Amazing. Just amazing what's happening. The Red Sox are playing a day-night doubleheader against the Orioles. And they're not exactly sending Koufax and Drysdale out there. That one is driven deep to right center field. Off the bat of Montero. And it goes off the scoreboard. Montero takes a big turn. He's going to stop right there. And Swisher heads to third. So a long single for Jesus Montero. And he seems to have that swing down right to right center.
Yeah, you can see when he's ahead in the count, he's not thinking about pulling the baseball. He stays inside. The ball really jumps off his bat this way. We've seen a couple of home runs end up in the seats and deep in the seats. Nice approach from a right-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. And did the smart thing here, holding up for a single. Kadire did a nice job playing it off the wall. A strong throw into second base.
Here's Russell Martin.
Oh!
Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not, said Scott Barry. Grounded left side and past the glove of Hughes into left field. A base hit for Martin. Scoring is Swisher. Moving to second, Montero. Yankees lead 3-0.
Well, you watch Scott Diamond and the stuff that he's bringing out there. He's going to get a lot of ground balls. He's going to need some help from his defense, and he does not get it here. Russell Martin pulls the baseball just out of the reach of Hughes. Been a possibility of a double play if he comes up with that short hop.
Count 1-0 to Jeter. Jeter started the game with a single to center. Fouled away.
Derek with a day off yesterday in Toronto. Was out here early for optional batting practice. Off to a nice start, 1 for 1. Joe Girardi really trying to give his guys a little bit of a rest in all their pregame routines, batting practice, taking ground balls. Left it up to the players today. If they wanted to take BP on the field, they can show up and do it.
It's amazing when the Yankees have optional batting practice, how often almost everybody shows up. Very few people decline the option.
Well, it's funny. Optional batting practice means different things for different players. Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, all your regulars, it's optional. All the kids who are called up in September, that's pretty much mandatory. You better be out there for BP. But Derek, one of those guys, always wants to take batting practice before he plays. Alex was out here for BP. Jorge Posada.
That one is driven out into right center field. Giving chase is Rivera on the run. Cutting in front is Kadire. He'll make the play. Tagging and moving to third is Montero. So a long fly ball to right center by Jeter. And the Yankees have runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Derek Jeter didn't look like he had his best swing here. It kind of off the end of the bat maybe a little bit. Ball actually carried, stayed up in the air a long time before Kadire cuts across and makes the play.
Ball traveling out there. There's Curtis Granderson, a 2-run home run in the first inning. Curtis's previous career high, 30 home runs, and that was in the year before the Yankees acquired him. He did that while playing for the Tigers. And he's now 1 behind Bautista for the major league lead.
I think getting hot at the right time, though, is what the Yankees want to see here down the stretch. Went through a little slow period. Now all of a sudden the home run's starting to reappear.
And the 2-1. High fly ball left field. Joe Benson out there. And he'll make the play for the final. But the Yankees get a run on 3 hits. 2 men left. We go to the third. It's 3-0 Yankees. Yankees lead 3-0, and I've got to tell you, we are so lucky to have in our booth right now, really a legend. I don't even think that's not hyperbole. This is Regis Philbin. He's one of the greatest broadcasters that we've ever had in this country, and a pretty good pitcher.
Thank you very much,
That was some
Michael.
throw.
John, nice to be with you guys. Yeah, this is a thrill for me to be here with you, believe me. I mean, when I was a kid listening to the Yankee game, it was Monty Pearson versus Bob Feller. It was Mel Allen calling with that beautiful southern drawl he had, you know.
Now I have a beautiful South Bronx drawl.
No, you sound terrific.
Lincoln scoreboard 3-0. Now we saw that when you threw out the first pitch, Regis, some people cheat. They don't believe in themselves. You went right to the rubber, 60 feet 6 inches.
Well, but a lot of guys did say to me, Regis, don't take any chances. Come in a few feet. But I said, no, Regis is going for the whole thing. So I took a chance, and there it is. And I reached him. I couldn't believe it.
Well, you
John.
not only reached him, you dotted the outside corner. You see, Russell Martin kind of framed it and brought it back for a strike. It was beautiful.
I told him, help me out, Russell, I said.
Very well done. I'm a little upset at you, if I could be honest.
What now?
Why are you retiring?
Oh.
I don't understand. At the top of your game, it would be like if Robinson Cano said, that's it, I'm done this year.
You know, so many people are asking me that. I felt like it was time for me to move on. What happened here?
A strikeout to Rivera. Don't worry about
Wow,
it.
AJ is hot today, huh?
5 strikeouts.
I just thought after 29, it will be 29 years, and I've enjoyed all of it, but every day, the same studio, the same Gelman. You know how many times can I take
Gelman's
it?
here. I can't believe it.
I know he is. He's over there. So I said I'm going to move on and see what develops. I did get, listen, today, just a few minutes ago, I got an offer for a job.
Really?
Yeah. Yogi Berra would like me to come and be the guy that meets people at the museum.
You say yes?
I said, Yogi, are you crazy? I should be in the museum.
Now, is Kelly going to miss you, or you think she's glad you're leaving?
Really? They're very happy I'm going. Are you serious? They love it. Fresh new guy in there to beat up on. I'm bloody Gelman, have a little fun. No, I don't know. I guess get used to somebody. Here's a quick throw to first base. Oh, not in time.
See, I think you could do this next year.
Oh, I love this, really. But Jeter was a little slow in that, wasn't he? Or am I
Well,
seeing
Ben Revere's
things?
very fast, and it was a slow hit ball.
Oh, see, you guys know everything. Honest to God.
Here's the replay if you want to take it over. Let's see the little bobble right there.
A little
you were
bobble
right.
there,
yeah.
you know. Well,
Didn't have a good grip.
I talked to Jeter downstairs at that cage. Boy, you've seen him swing, but he's still got that beautiful swing at the age of 36. It looks awfully good to me.
Here's Trevor Plouffe with Ben Revere on first. He's already stolen a base. That was in the first inning. Yankees lead 3-0. When's your last day on Live with Regis and Kelly?
November 18th.
Now, a little bit of a disappointment to me, because one of my dreams in the last 20 years was to do something important enough to be on that show. I'm not going to do something important enough for the next 2 months, so that's it.
Wait a minute. Supposing the Yankees are in the World Series and they win it, you're calling it? Why not?
Regis, I've done 5 World Series you never asked. So now I get...
Michael Cahill, who's a very important guy in New York City, really. He's disappointed that no one has ever asked him to be a guest on the show. He's on the list.
On the list.
He'd like to be on before the thing is over with me. Okay?
Yeah, because if it's not with you... There's Gelman back there.
Do you see what I have to deal with, though? He invites himself
How does
to
he
certain
I've never had
events. It's
anybody
amazing.
attack me like this. I feel like a villain if I say, sorry, Michael.
No,
not now.
You could say not now. I accept.
No. I want you to come on. Because I want to know, how does a guy come out of Fordham University and start on, was it radio with Sterling?
Started with radio, Sterling, yeah.
And that's how you started coming out of Fordham?
No. I was a newspaper writer.
That's right, for the New York Post.
That's right.
Oh, my God. Remember one time, John, I had some fun. I don't know, but some story Michael Kay wrote in the Post, and I made fun of it on the air. Jeez, I got him off the air. Michael Kay on the phone. I'm going to come down there.
No, but
He's very sensitive.
The
Very
amazing,
sensitive.
John, the amazing thing is I was thrilled that I got ripped by Regis, right? So I just called thinking, well, I'll call up ABC, and he picked up the phone.
Well, somebody else had no secretary. Who is this? This is Michael Kay, and I don't like what you're saying. Oh, my God, it was terrifying.
That's how the relationship started.
But Regis was on center stage. He was one of our first guests.
Yeah, I think I was one of the first guests. And boy, if you come along, you're enjoying this too much. You know what I mean?
Very nice, yeah.
Well, I know it's in the back of your mind. David Letterman can't live forever. I see it written all over your face, Kay, every time I look at the show.
Now, you must be thrilled Notre Dame finally got off the schneid.
Oh, my God. I was out there this weekend to watch them, to help them, you know.
Mm-hmm. It worked.
And they kind of had an easy time with Michigan State. But those first 2 games broke my heart. So what do we have now?
We have first runner on first, 1 out, 1-2 count. Trevor Plouffe at the plate. Runner goes, pitches high.
Come on,
throw to second.
No, he didn't get it.
Another stolen base, and Rivera gets up. He's going to go to third.
Yep. Well, you said he was fast, right?
Yes, he is.
32nd stolen base on the season now. The Twins kind of running all over Russell Martin. Rivera, good jump, high throw. It's a young Michael Kay right there, Regis, stealing bags.
Yeah. Well, whose fault was that? You're the old catcher. Did he give him too much space to run, or?
Well, you know, he got a good jump. Russell Martin, the throw was a little bit high. I think as a catcher, you just like to see the second baseman
come down,
make the play, even if you don't get the out at second.
The throw was definitely off.
Yeah.
I just got an email, Regis, from the executive producer of the YES Network, John Filippelli.
Yes.
He wants to formally ask if you'd like to work here next year and do games. He likes what he hears.
He's kidding.
No,
you come on, this is a big joke.
No, it's not.
I can't move Flaherty out of the chair. You know that.
We have 3-4 guys in here at a time.
I know you do. Every day you get another co-host. Should only happen to Regis. But I love the way you when you wrap up everybody involved in the game, who is behind the scenes, that you went with this Filippelli. And the great, the wonderful, whatever, however you call it.
That's how you keep your job.
Absolutely.
John J. Filippelli.
John J. Filippelli.
So you watch a lot of the games?
Oh, sure I do.
Well, how do you get up early for the show? I don't get that.
No. I'm with you all the time.
Really?
And you got a great game show. After you.
Post game
thing. Really terrific. Yeah. So.
Thank you.
What time do you have to get in to do the show?
Well, I get there around 8:20 in the morning. You know, I don't have any meetings. I never say a word to Kelly before the show because I want it all to be spontaneous. And hopefully that works, and so far it has. So this guy, we must be getting into the heart of the order, right?
Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from Martin. He gets an angle, and there's 2. Another strikeout for AJ. He has 6 strikeouts now in 3 innings.
In 3 innings. That's pretty darn good.
A big one here with Rivera on third base. A nice block by Russell Martin. Then he has to look down to third, freeze Rivera, deliver the ball to first. Good play all the way around.
Let's make some news here, Regis. Do you really not like Kelly?
He's back on center stage. Sit down, Regis. I want to talk to you.
Got to remember, he wrote for the Post. He likes to stir it up.
Please believe me, don't I remember that? So you went from Fordham University to the Post.
And then the news.
And then the news.
And then I got the radio game.
Wow. And how many years with John?
10, and this is 10 years on YES.
Wow.
There's John.
Look at Sterling.
Looks great, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks fabulous.
He'd be the first one to tell you.
He misses you so much.
Well, don't let Susan Wallman hear that. She'll get angry.
I know. Where was she? Oh, there she is. Oh, yeah. They get along fine, don't they?
That's why they're so close together.
Is there enough space between them? That's a happy-go-lucky couple, I'll tell you that. Love those two.
2-0 count on Kadire. And there's a strike.
What happened to the 2 M's in the Minnesota lineup?
Injuries.
Both of them hurt.
Mauer has pneumonia.
Yeah.
And Morneau is still suffering from concussion syndrome.
Oh, boy, does this team miss those 2 guys. And they were the heart and soul of the Twins all those years.
The 2-1. There's a strike. Now 2-2.
Come on, AJ. Strike him out.
Struck out the side in the second.
Brown wants him to do it.
You want to call this one, Reach?
Okay, it's 2-2. What's his name? Kadire?
This is Kadire.
Kadire. AJ delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck a ball out. 3 strikeouts in that inning.
Regis, we love you. And going to break, we're going to show your pitch in YES mode.
Okay, let's see it. That's it, Regis.
arm
Look
extension.
at this. Look at this. Without a glove on my hand, I'm doing this. God sakes, a natural pitcher. Nice job, Regis. Love you, baby.
Thanks, Regis.
Bye, John. Hey.
Those are the Delta standings. Delta keep climbing, and the Red Sox aren't climbing, but the Rays are. The Red Sox are losing right now, 3-0. No, 5-1 top of the fourth inning to the Orioles. First game of a day-night doubleheader. Weiland starts the first game for Boston, and then Lackey the second game.
They just don't have any pitching, right?
It's unbelievable. Lincoln scoreboard 3-0. John, they need to win games, and no knock on those two guys, but those are not their best pitchers right now. They've got really 1.5 pitchers. You got Lester, and you hope that Beckett's okay.
Yeah, Beckett actually threw pretty well that first start after the ankle injury, and Lester's the one that struggled a little bit. So things getting awfully interesting in Boston.
Count 1-2 to Teixeira. Now, our home plate cameraman, high home Jack Williams,
yep,
great man, by the way, was in Boston over the weekend. And he said, for the Red Sox-Rays series, he said, you could not, there's Jack, he said, you could not believe how deathly silent the ballpark was the whole weekend. I mean, you know how those fans get. They're starting to get a little nervous. And the Orioles are starting to become a thorn in the side of everybody. They knocked off Tampa twice. They knocked off the Angels twice. And now they're winning 5-1 in the top of the fourth inning.
We talked about it in Toronto a little bit.
There's a ground ball to Dinkelman. One away.
Sometimes when you're a team that does not have a lot to play for, you enjoy playing against the teams that are fighting for a playoff spot.
Now they have Regis announcing Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez. Number 13.
Is he just a born entertainer, John?
How about the energy?
Oh, my goodness. There's a strike to Alex Rodriguez.
Now, did you find it strange? He goes on the air at 9 o'clock in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shows up at 8:20. That's a beautiful gig.
That's
right
a
there.
great gig. And I've heard that, you know, he has an apartment a couple of blocks away, so he's rolling out of bed at 8, combing the hair, and going to work. But that's the secret to the 20-minute start of that show, where they just talk about everything. They don't talk before the show, so it's all new. Great show. Count 3-1 on Alex. He wrapped into a 6-4-3 double play in the first. And he walks here in the third. So Scott Diamond's hanging in there.
First walk he is led up right there, but he's been pitching behind in the count all afternoon.
That one is driven out to center field. Rivera on the run. It's over his head, and it rolls to the wall. Alex Rodriguez chugging around third. He's being waved home. He'll score. Cano goes to third. An RBI triple, and the Yankees lead 4-0.
Robinson Cano, his first at bat, hit a bullet to first base. Gets kind of a get-me-over breaking ball for a strike, and he hammers it to center field. As well as Rivera runs, he's not going to be able to do anything with this, and it gets stuck in the wall. And Alex Rodriguez all the way around from first base. Robinson Cano will cruise into third with a triple.
So with one out, the Twins will bring the infield in for Nick Swisher, who's singled to left field in the second. Check swing, foul ball.
7 triples for Robinson Cano this year, ties a career high. He did it in 2007.
Cano now with 113 ribbies. Count 1-1. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Cano scores an RBI single for Swisher. It's 5-0 Yankees, and that's what hurts when you bring the infield in. That's an easy ground ball if it's back, but they had to cut off the run.
Yeah, that's the thing you love if you're a hitter in that situation. The infield is in. You know you don't have to hit it perfectly, and Nick just fights it off. Back up the middle, got jammed a little bit. Kloof lays out for it, not able to come up with it. Just another base hit and an RBI for Nick Swisher.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So they're having a little conference out on the mound. Rick Anderson, their longtime pitching coach. Let me ask you a question, John. The ball that Cano hit to center field and it gets stuck in the wall. I'm thinking Rivera might have made a mistake there. If he leaves it in the wall, it's a double and the run doesn't score.
Yeah, if he raises his hands and says, I don't have a play on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But he decided to go get the ball, and you don't have to. It's stuck there, and he could say, listen, it's stuck. Turn around.
I'm sure Ron Gardenhire and his staff will have a conversation. Obviously not a big point in this ball game. 5-0 already for the Yankees. This start could not have gone any better for the Yankees than the way it has gone right now. They're beating up on Scott Diamond a little bit, and I think more importantly, a young team that's coming into Yankee Stadium with the excitement. You kind of take some of the wind out of their sails, and A.J. Burnett, who has been outstanding early. It's just the way you drew it up if you were Joe Girardi. Mike, do you think AJ's in a no-win situation in this game?
Probably. I was thinking that, because this is such a compromised Twins lineup, and even if he pitches great, people are going to say, well, he didn't face an A-League lineup. fouled away or driven the other way, and a fair ball bounces against the sidewall. Swisher's going to stop at third. It's a double for Andrew Jones.
Well, we're so used to seeing Andrew Jones pull the left-handers and pull with power. Will smile on his face as he gets a curveball down and just, excuse me, swing to the right side. Finds some dirt, bounces into the corner, be it double. Robbie Thompson had an opportunity to wave Nick Swisher all the way around. Rob Thompson decided not to do that. You wonder if the 5-0 game already in the third influenced that decision.
Here's Montero at the infield in. What do you think, John? Do you think that he's going to be looked at kind of in a jaundiced way because of the lineup?
He will, but you know, I think if you're the Yankees, Larry Rothschild, Joe Girardi, you know, you really got to pay attention to the stuff that he's bringing. His curveball is outstanding. It's sharp. He's getting a lot of swings and misses and kind of weak swings. I think back to the last strikeout at Kadire. I mean, there is a very good major league hitter for a long time who did not look very good. So you got to look a little deeper. See how Montero does here. 0-2 right away. Second and third, an RBI situation. Find a way to put the ball in play.
Strike three. Takes one right over the plate for the second out.
He got caught guessing a little bit there, maybe looking for an off-speed pitch with 2 strikes. Diamond was able to locate a fastball. Pretty much middle of the plate, too.
Infield drops back, second and third, 2 outs. Russell Martin deals low, 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. Five nothing Yankees. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Blocked there by Rivera. Nick Swisher is at third. Andrew Jones at second. And the 2-1. Grounded to third. Hughes will go across the diamond, and that will do it. But the Yankees get 2 more runs on 3 hits. 2 men left. We play 3. It's 5-0 Yankees on yes. is. What is the only current Major League team that Mariano Rivera does not have a save against? Wow, I don't know. We'll all find out. Bottom of the inning. So A.J. Burnett comes out for the 4th inning. The Twins have 11 swings and misses against him, John, and 9 of them have come on curveballs. So, as you mentioned, the curveball's been his best pitch.
Well, that was the pitch he was mentioning the second half of that Seattle game that really he felt got better. He's carried it here this afternoon.
Fastball strike.
Even body language wise, it just looks like he's in a good rhythm with Russell Martin.
Well, his next start will be Friday against the Red Sox. Another test for him, and it could be a desperate Red Sox team that comes in. Right now, it's 5-2 Baltimore over Boston, bottom of the 4th inning. And we'll continue to watch that as we move along. And when number 70's in, that's not a great sign.
Although Alfredo Aceves, what's his number?
91.
91.
That one's driven deep to right field. Going back, Swisher, turning, looking, see ya. A home run for Parmalee. And the Yankee lead is now 5-1.
His first career home run a few days ago. And it looked like he got that curveball from A.J. Burnett. Down an inch is where those lefties like it. Down middle and gets good extension. Had 13 home runs, 83 RBIs at Double-A. He actually played for New Britain. That's where their Double-A team is in Connecticut. Actually played Double-A there with the Red Sox, and that was a huge stadium. So 13 home runs there might not sound like a lot. Remember it being a tough place to hit home runs.
Ground ball up the middle, a base hit for Valencia. Orioles just tacked on another run at 6-2 top of the 5th. And that's going to bring up Brian Dinkelman. Dinkelman struck out in the 2nd inning, and Russell Martin goes out and talks with A.J. A.J. has struggled against the Twins, and John gave you this in a scouting report. 2 starts this season, a 10.57 ERA. Now, that's not apples to apples here, because this is not the Twins team that he faced in those previous 2 starts. Twins are trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. How about luck? Granderson home run. Gentleman in the blue shirt brings his glove. And then he catches the last home run.
He must have had a good scouting report. He moved all the way to right center.
There's a base hit to right center off the bat of Dinkelman. So 3 straight hits against AJ here in the 4th.
And this is where your Larry Rothschild pitching coach and Joe Girardi would like to see AJ shut this down right now. Home run and back-to-back singles against a lot of young kids here for the Twins. See if AJ can settle down here in the 4th.
So 1st and 2nd, Luke Hughes, who had an infield single up the middle, grabbed by Cano, but couldn't get enough on the throw. So he's 1 for 1. Hughes is. Now, speaking of Hughes, this was going to be Phil Hughes' start. But while the Yankees were in Toronto, came up with a sore lower back. He feels a lot better now. He's going to start one of the 2 games on Wednesday. CC's going to start the other. I don't think the Yankees have decided which one will go when yet. The 0-1. There's a strike. Those are the probable starters for the series that starts tomorrow against the Rays. Wade Davis against Ivan Nova. Wednesday, day-night doubleheader. Could be Shields against Sabathia or Hughes, and Jeremy Hellickson will start the other. Thursday, it's Neiman against Cologne. Right there in that 4 games, you can see why the Tampa Bay Rays are tough, because they're going to throw a quality starter at you every single time. Check swing. And the first base umpire, Scott Barry, said Hughes did not go.
Jeff Neiman there as we take another look at this check swing. Neiman very quietly 11 wins.
Yeah. One, two. Nice stop there by Martin.
Well, Russell Martin, every time he catches AJ, you have to be on top of your game, blocking the baseball. Covers a lot of ground there. Does a few things. Obviously, keep the ball in front. The double play still in order now. First and second, nobody out.
6-2, top of the 5th. Orioles lead. Orioles have 7 games, or should I say the Red Sox have 7 games left with the Orioles. 3 against the Yankees. The 2-2. Way high, got away from him. The count now 3-2. So looking so sharp over the first 3, and it has simply fallen apart here in the 4th.
Now you see how much he misses with location. Russell Martin wanted it down and away. It ends up and in.
Foul back. Valencia is at second. Dinkelman is at first. And the pitch. High fly ball, left field. Jones back. He's on the track. And he makes the play in front of the scoreboard for the first out.
Well, AJ comes right at Hughes. 3-2, back-to-back fastballs. Had a pretty good swing. Andrew Jones just cruises right back to the wall, no problem.
Makes it look easy. He gets your hopes up, makes you think that it's not going to be caught. And then he just nonchalantly brings it in as Larry Rothschild wants to go out and talk with AJ Burnett. Take the Yankees with you when you travel out of the Yankees home territory. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see Yankees games live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Some stirring in the Yankee bullpen, but nobody throwing. They still have the tarp on the mounds out there, so no one's even preparing to throw. Here's Joe Benson. Pitch inside, 1-0.
When you watch the flight of that curveball there, it actually backed up and went into a right-handed batter. It's obviously not what you want if you're AJ. Want that ball to break down and away. A lot more work for AJ out of the stretch than it's been from the windup.
There's a strike.
When you see a curveball from a righty end up going back into a right-hander, that's not good. That tells you that he's a little quick with his body and his delivery, and you're a mistake waiting to happen. Gets a call for a strike, but that's not where he wants his breaking ball to end up.
1-1. Weak wave there, 1-2.
Much better right there.
AJ has 7 strikeouts. 7 of the first 9 outs came via the strikeout. And the 1-2. Fly ball, shallow left. Andrew Jones lopes in and makes the play. You think Andrew ever looks like he's hurrying in anything in life? Very, very chill.
Very, very under control. No worries. A little grin. All right. In the hip pocket.
He's got 10 gold gloves for a reason. When he played for the Braves, there weren't better center fielders than Andrew Jones. He was great. Here's Rivera. Now 1-0.
Rene last year played for Trenton and Scranton in the Yankees system. Yankees should have a good idea of how to pitch to him.
Flying into the seats over the Twins dugout. A 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Way outside, 3-1. Ben Rivera, who's 2 for 2, is on deck. And he walked him to load the bases.
Well, obviously not what Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, was looking for right there. Light hitting catcher Rivera able to pick up a walk.
And Joe Girardi, you could see reluctantly says he better get somebody up. John, it's so odd with AJ because, I mean, we talk about the stuff and things like that. Just when he has you, just when you start to fall in love again, he rips your heart out. And he has an inning like this. I mean, the first 3 innings were outstanding.
In the first 3 innings, you started to think, you know what, maybe what he was talking about in Seattle, he really did find something because the curveball was outstanding. It seems like pitching out of the stretch here in the 4th inning, having a tough time. locating the fastball, missing with location, and I mentioned that curveball backing up a little bit. You have to be honest, not a very impressive offensive lineup for the Twins. He's struggling here in the fourth.
I mean, when you think about the Yankees possibly giving AJ a start in the postseason, and you see him struggling against this lineup, as Alex now will go to the mound and stall a little bit. Well, Corey Wade warming. How can you? I mean, how is he going to do against the Rangers or the Tigers? But then you see the first 3 innings, John, you know what's in there. You just have to unlock it somehow. 2-0. 3-0. He's lost the plate. No place to put Ben Rivera. And the crowd's starting to get a little restless. So is Larry Rothschild.
And you have to come get Ben Rivera right here. He does not have a home run on the season. He's more of a speed guy. Will probably be taking 3-0. You got to challenge him with a few fastballs right here and see what he can do.
Fastball right down the middle. 3-1. And the 3-1 is grounded softly toward first, but foul. Well, now the Twins will start the runners. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Valencia, Dinkelman, and Rivera, third to first. Rivera is on the plate, or at the plate. Runners go, 3-2. They'll do it again. "73 pitches for AJ. 30th pitch of the inning is coming up. But you know what? He gets Rivera here. You go, okay. He gave up 1 run, but then you also have to look at the way he pitched in this inning. Swing and a miss, he got him. So he comes back from down 3-0 to strike out Rivera. Parmalee's home run, the only run the Twins get as they strand 3. Answer to the New York State Smokers Quitline quiz. What is the only major league team currently that Mariano Rivera does not have a save against? Any guess, John?
I am guessing the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, let's see. Wow. Was that a total guess?
Total guess.
Nailed it. That's impressive.
It's lucky.
It's impressive. You know, luck is the residue of design.
You
That's
just
what Brian
start
Tricky
thinking
said.
they don't play the Pirates that often. You know, a lot of those games they probably beat up on them a little bit. Non-save situations. See where I'm going?
Yeah, so it wasn't lucky. You thought it through. It was
I had
very
an idea.
smart.
Yeah, I had some ideas.
Derek Jeter leads off the bottom of the fourth inning. And the pitch is low, 1-0. Five, 9-1 Yanks, 1-6-0 Twins. Driven to right field. Giving chase Kadire toward the line. He can't get there. It's a fair ball. And it bounces into the seats for a double for Jeter. So he's 2 for 3.
Well, Derek Jeter will take it. Looked like a fastball out over the plate. Thought this ball would slice foul, but he's able to keep it fair. A long run for Kadire. It bounces up into the seats.
That's going to bring up Granderson. 2-run home run in the first inning started the scoring for the Yanks. Pitch inside. Well, the Rays are sitting in the hotel room watching this game, scouting, of course. And they also want to know what the Red Sox are doing. Bottom of the fifth inning, Orioles 6, Red Sox 4. Guthrie on the mound for the O's. And Dubront is on for the Red Sox in relief of Weiland. Think about that. A game that the Red Sox really need. They started Weiland and they brought in Dubront. Jeter was dancing off of second. Ball got away from Rivera.
See, Derek bluffs the steal. Rivera trying to go either to third or maybe a pickoff at second, but the ball in the dirt. Able to backhand it, keep it close.
The 2-1. 3-1. Grounded foul. Granderson has 41 home runs, 10 triples, and 24 stolen bases. The only other player to do that, Willie Mays, did in 1955 in one season. 3-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not, said Brian Knight. So Curtis Granderson works a walk. That's going to bring up Mark Teixeira. He's 1 for 2. And a strike. Grounded to third. Nice grab there by Hughes. The long throw to first. And they get to Sheriff for the first out as the runners move up. Good play by Luke Hughes.
Great play by Hughes. Third base, a reaction position. A hot shot down the line. Mark Teixeira had a base hit his first at bat, hitting right-handed, pulled it. Hughes goes to his right. Plants on his back foot, and the one-hop throw across the diamond. Parmalee, a nice backhanded pick. Mark Teixeira robbed of extra bases.
Well, the Twins bring the infield in. That was extra bases. And Alex Rodriguez at the plate. Swing and a miss. A-Rod against the Twins team that makes the playoffs an awful lot. A .321 hitter. 46 homers, 117 ribbies in his career.
Well, you would think this would be a great matchup for Alex Rodriguez. Diamond does not have a lot of velocity. You don't really have to worry about the inside part of the plate. Your Alex maybe look for an off-speed pitch, react to the fastball, try to drive him the other way.
Popped up. Tagging is Jeter. Kadire makes the catch. Here comes Jeter, and the throw comes all the way home as Jeter heads back to third. So Alex couldn't get the job done. Pretty good throw by Kadire.
Well, nice job by Kadire staying behind the baseball, then lets his momentum carry him towards home plate, and a perfect one-hop throw to Rivera. Derek Jeter, who thinking about tagging up, actually reads the throw out of Kadire's hand. He sees it's a good one, stops, is able to make it back to third.
Well, Gardenhire's seen enough of Cano. They will intentionally walk him, which means that they'll pitch to Nick Swisher instead, and Nick is 2 for 2. So pick your poison. Cano hit a bullet to Parmalee in the first, and then tripled over the head of Rivera in center. That was in the third.
That's why I like Ron Gardenhire right here, though. He's not afraid to throw himself out there. Left on left, the intentional walk to face a switch hitter, Nick Swisher, who's already 2 for 2. Be one of those meetings where they say, you know what, Robinson Cano in a big spot will not beat us. He's been hot lately. Gutsy move by a manager.
So Swisher with a single left and an RBI single to center. There's a strike. Just clipped the inside corner. We're in the 4th inning. Yankees lead 5-1. Down 1-1. Grounded foul. It's 1-2. Yankees have 10 hits, and they've scored in each inning. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and looking to put a couple of runs on the board here in the 4th. A.J. Burnett will take the support. Diamond sets. Deep drive, left field. If it's fair, it's a grand slam. Foul ball. Oh, did he hit that?
It's such a luxury if you're a hitter and you don't have to worry about a pitcher who has an overpowering fastball. Diamond tried to run one in on the hands of Nick Swisher, and he cleared it out. Inner half. Nick hoping it's going to stay fair. It does not. Nice job just staying back, using your hands to clear out that fastball.
Two and two. Rivera trying to walk Diamond through this. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. The beginning of an 8-game homestand for the Yankees. Final homestand of the season in the regular season. So 1 here against the Twins, a makeup game from an April 6th rainout. Then 4 against the Tampa Bay Rays and 3 against the Boston Red Sox. 8 in 7 days. The 2-2. Lofted into right center. Rivera is there. He'll make the play for the final out of the 4th. No runs a hit, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Let's go to the 5th. 5-1 Yanks. Game. Want to remind you to join the Yankees this Friday, September 23rd, as they celebrate the 50th anniversary of Roger Maris setting the single-season home run record. There will be a special pregame ceremony emceed by Billy Crystal, and it will include the Maris family, members of the Mantle family, and teammates of Rogers on the 1961 team. Now, be sure to arrive early, as the ceremonies will begin approximately at 6:15 p.m. with the Yankees game against the Red Sox to follow. Pitch is inside to Trevor Plouffe as the 5th inning is underway.
Well, you pay attention to the 5th inning here with A.J. Burnett. Had a rough 4th inning, only gave up the 1 run. Things got away from him a little bit. We'll see if he can rebound here in the 5th.
Pitch outside, 2-1. Base hit up the middle for Trevor Plouffe.
Well, Plouffe, who had struck out 2 times against AJ, gets a fastball out over the plate, able to hammer it right back up the middle. And again, AJ struggled out of the stretch in the 4th inning. Plouffe on first, now pitching out of the stretch again.
Here's Michael Kadire. That one's driven to center field and deep. Going back, Granderson. Still back, still back, still back. God! A home run for Kadire. A 2-run shot. And the Yankees lead is now 5-3.
Michael Kadire has been a good RBI guy for the Twins for a long time. Has had some health problems this year with some neck issues. He is right. He can drive a baseball a long way. First pitch fastball right down the middle, and you could tell by that little flip of the bat he knew he hit it well. 19th home run of the year. Twins right back in it.
Here's Parmalee. He started the damage because for 3 innings AJ Burnett looked great. Then Parmalee led off the 4th inning with a single, and everything has unraveled since then. Take a look at that home run with the Coors Light freeze cam.
Head down, good extension. Oh, that's beautiful right there. Backside strong.
The 2-0. 2-1. Now 2-2. You know, we were talking in the 3rd inning, so we should actually look at it on the other side of the fence. We're talking in the 3rd inning. How would you gauge AJ's great performance against a team of minor leaguers, essentially? That one is hammered into center field. It's a base hit. Parmalee's going for 2, and he's going to make it. Well, John, you have to look at it on the flip side. This is not acceptable against this lineup.
No, you can understand Kadire. I mean, he's a major league run producer. That's fine. But I think the biggest concern for Larry Rothschild, Joe Girardi, AJ, everybody involved, is how quickly it turned. 3 dominant innings. Joe Girardi looks like he has seen enough.
Yeah, he is signaled for Corey Wade. And it's hard to explain AJ Burnett. It's not like he's not trying out there, but just not getting it done. And he's kind of lucky that it's not a full house here at the stadium, but he is being serenaded off the mound by some Bronx Bluebirds. Yankees lead 5-3 as they go to the bullpen here in the 5th. And the question, who do you think should win the National League MVP award? Here's how you voted. You've been texting us at 58772. And 30% think it should be the Brewers' Ryan Braun, with Justin Upton next. It's a very close vote. I don't know what the plus minus is in terms of reliability there, but 30% Ryan Braun. Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. And that call will bring in Corey Wade with a runner on second base and nobody out. So a 5-0 Yankee lead is now 5-3, top of the fifth. Here's Valencia. Farmer leads at second. It's a breaking ball strike.
We'll take a look at the numbers for Corey Wade. His last couple outings getting hit a little bit harder than we'd seen earlier in the year. But I mentioned early on, Michael, the Yankees jumping out 5-0, exactly what you wanted to do against a young Twin team. And all of a sudden they're back in the ball game, thinking they might have a chance to win this one.
Count 2-1.
Last two outings for Corey Wade, a walk-off home run in Seattle. Then he came back, Jose Molina, fastball out over the plate. It's not going to be a home run. It'll be a base hit, but a walk-off win for the Toronto Blue Jays.
And the runs that scored on the Molina hit, they were put on by Boone Logan. But the Luis Rodriguez home run, that was all Corey's. So he has been out there and had to walk off the field twice on the Yankees' 10-game road trip, where they were 4-6. Top of the seventh inning, Baltimore 6, Boston 4. First game of a day-night doubleheader. John Lackey will start the second game for the Red Sox. Grounded foul. AJ now a spectator for the remainder of this inning, the 3-2. And Valencia walks. John, I'm going to ask you to do something that people haven't been able to do over the last couple of years. In layman's terms, what happens there? Does he just completely lose his mechanics? Does he lose his arm slot? Why could he go from practically unhittable over the first 3 innings to what he went to?
Yeah, I noticed a big difference pitching out of the stretch than pitching out of the windup. Earlier in the game, AJ was in pretty much control, striking out a bunch, and then all of a sudden the fourth, a home run, a base hit, pitching out of the stretch did not go well. He also watched the Twins, and AJ had talked about this a few starts ago, that he's not pitching inside enough. When you watch a lot of the hitters for the Twins, the righties especially, fastballs out over the plate, breaking balls out over the plate. A lot of the base hits were hit the other way, up the middle the other way. Kadyr's home run, dead center. I mean, this has got to be frustrating for Russell Martin, where you see a guy, the last 3 innings in Seattle was lights out. The first 3 innings here, lights out. And then it falls apart, and also your teammates.
And it's got to be more than just pitching out of the stretch, John, because if we look at the scorebook, he only pitched to 3 batters from a windup in the first 3 innings. Actually 4 with the leadoff guy, but the leadoff guy got on in the first. That was Rivera. Then the first 2 batters of the second, then a single. Then after 1 out in the third, a single. So the last 2 batters he struck out. Something just went kablooey there, and it's hard to explain. It's impossible to explain. There's a possibility he'll have 2 more starts. He's going to start Friday against the Red Sox. And then he might start, I guess, the final game of the regular season Wednesday in Tampa Bay against the Rays. First and second, nobody out. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 5-3 Yankees lead. Dinkelman fouls it off. Well, he might not even pitch Friday. He might pitch Saturday because maybe they go with Garcia on Friday. Yeah, it might be Saturday, so he only has 1 start left. There's a base hit to right field over the leaping try of Teixeira. Parmalee's going to stop right there as Nick Swisher gets the ball in quickly. And the Twins have the bases loaded and nobody out.
Middle of this ball game, the Twins starting to believe they have a chance now, and a nice piece of hitting by Dinkelman. A little changeup down and away, and doesn't hit it hard, just kind of stays on it and lifts it into right field. Base runners had to freeze on a line drive. Really went down to get it. You can't even say his head was down on the ball. You see him looking out towards shortstop right off the end of the bat and lifts it into right field.
There's Luke Hughes. Foul back to the screen. Count 0-2. Taps slowly to short. Jeter has 1 play, and he makes it at first. Parmalee scores. The other runners move up. Now the Yankees have a 1-run lead.
Could have been a lot worse. A nice play by Derek Jeter coming in on the run. Good transfer to the throwing hand and a strong throw. It gets Hughes by a half a step. The way this inning was going, that had the possibility of an infield hit, an RBI base hit. Nice play by Derek Jeter. Get a good look at the transfer coming in on the run. Love the throwing hand, a good grip on the baseball, and a good throw.
Joe Benson fouls it back. Yankees will give up a run with the infield back and a runner at third. And the reason is they don't want to bring the infield in and give up 2 if a ball snakes its way through.
Scott Diamond, pitcher for the Twins, finally getting a little run support.
Count 0-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Corey Wade as Benson goes down swinging.
Big time breaking ball down and away, and plenty of off speed. As Benson lunging out across the plate, can't make contact.
Rivera takes a strike. Wade quickly ahead, 0-2. out looking for a strikeout. Count 1-2. The 1-2 missed outside. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Martin wants to get things straight with Corey Wade. Tomorrow night, don't miss a new This Week in Football. The Jets beat the Jags. Well, the Giants going to be able to beat the St. Louis Rams tonight. Who are Sunday's best performers? Find out all the answers on a new This Week in Football, presented by Geico, tomorrow at 7, only on Yes. Swing and a miss, and Rivera down on strikes. Pretty good outing there for Corey Wade. But the Twins score 3. They leave 2. Yankees lead 5-4. We're halfway through.
Center stage with Michael Kay returns as NCIS star Mark Harmon sits down to discuss his lengthy career from his time at UCLA Bruins starting quarterback to being named the sexiest man alive and a surprising worldwide fame. It's a new center stage this Friday on Yes at 11 o'clock.
How about that, becoming a huge star in television? And he was a really big college football star. And his dad was a Heisman Trophy winner.
So I got to tune in. I didn't even realize he was an athlete in college.
He was a great athlete. Really good. Kyle Waldrop takes over for Scott Diamond. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Andrew Jones has something in his eye.
Waldrop, a first-round pick for the Twins in 2004 out of high school, pitched the last 8 seasons in the Twins system.
That's a long time. Count 2-2.
Wonder if Flinney had video of him.
Well, he knows where to reach us.
You look at the velocity, 89, a little bit of movement in on the right-handed batter, Andrew Jones.
Strike 3, Andrew Jones down low. 1 away here in the 5th.
This game has a spring training feel to it, and then there are a lot of young kids coming into ball games here. Waldrop coming in to pitch. You don't really know a lot about him if you're a veteran player. Takes you a few pitches to get a feel for what he's got.
One of the true gentlemen of the game is winding down his major league broadcasting career. And that's the Twins radio play-by-play guy, John Gordon. Here's John. This will be the last Yankee Twins game that he calls. He's 71 years old, and he's retiring at the end of this year. I'll tell you what, he looks darn good for 71.
Yeah, he does.
He began broadcasting in 1977 for the Yankees AAA affiliate, then the Columbus Clippers. And he got to the big club in 1982. And he was with the Yankees from 82 through 86. And then he went to the Twins. And he was pretty lucky for them, John. He got there in 87, and they won 2 world championships in the next 4 years. So he's been with the Twins since 87. And he said, listen, I'm going to go with my wife, and I'm going to enjoy things other than baseball. It's been a great run, and we wish him the best. He's a really, really nice man. He's a real solid broadcaster.
Well, it's nice to hear he's going out on his terms, right? No health issues, just said, I've had enough.
Right.
Time to go. Good for him.
He's very popular in Minnesota. Swing and a miss as Montero down on strikes against Waldrop. Martin swings and misses. Grounded softly to second. Dinkelman over to Parmalee. And the Yankees are down 1-2-3 here in the 5th. 5 in the books at the stadium. Yankees lead the Twins 5-2. your local Nissan dealer. Each team with 10 hits. Yankees lead 5-4. Granderson, a 2-run home run in the first inning, his 41st home run of the year. Cano, an RBI triple, a 7th triple that ties his career high. And Kadire, a 2-run home run for the Twins in the 5th inning.
Shouldn't the game summary be something about AJ?
This is not my call, John. Now, if you're just tuning in, AJ started
and looked fantastic
for 3 innings. There's a strike.
And AJ got that strikeout of Ben Rivera in the end of the 4th inning. Right. Bases loaded. And you started thinking, okay, that might be the bad inning, and then you look forward to the rest of the game, and then he came out in the 5th, and it didn't get much better. It was a disappointing part of the afternoon.
Grounded, through for base hit. So Rivera, who can run, is on. He's 3 for 4 today. Already has a couple of stolen bases. Red Sox creeping back. It's 6-5 now. Top of the 8th inning. A lot of people holding their breath in New England. Here's Trevor Plouffe. Rivera takes his lead to the outfield side, not kind of straight out, so he's almost increasing the distance to second base because he's not leading straight away. He's back a couple of steps.
You know, Michael, being a slow-footed catcher, I know nothing about stealing bases and taking leads and all that, but I wonder if he does that to slide to the backside of second base. Tougher for an infielder to apply the tag.
Also, maybe to slide to the backside of first on a pickoff, too. That.
Whatever he's doing right. A couple of stolen bases today. We mentioned rookie record for stolen bases for the Minnesota Twins.
Teixeira towering over Rivera. He was going and the ball fouled away. This is the chance for Rivera with Denard Span out. He's shown the Twins that he can be counted on. And the people I talked to with the Twins, John, the only knock on this guy's game is he does not have a good arm in center field. A lot of center fielders don't have great arms. Pitch outside. Yankees won a total of 6 World Series with center fielders that didn't have good arms. Mickey Rivers didn't have a good arm, and in Bernie Williams' game, where he was blessed with so many skills, he didn't have a great throwing arm. Boone Logan up in the Yankee pen. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw to second, got him. This time they get him.
Russell Martin finally gets his man. Rivera didn't get a great jump, kind of caught flat-footed a little bit. Russell Martin had that little extra time to make sure he delivered a strong throw, and it's still a bang-bang play at second base. It tells you the speed of Rivera.
He was safe.
And he's sliding to the backside of second base. Maybe that angle created.
Grounded to third. Right there is A-Rod. And he retires Plouffe. Pitch to Kadire is a strike. Orioles threatening in the 8th inning against Boston. They have runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. That one is blooped into center field. It is going to be a base hit off the bat of Kadire.
Kadire with that 2-run home run. Always that guy in the Minnesota Twins lineup when Morneau was healthy and Mauer was healthy. There was Kadire coming up behind them. Always a good RBI hitter from the right side.
So Joe Girardi is going to signal to the bullpen. Boone Logan will come in to face Chris Parmelee, runner at first base. That's the tying run here in the 6th. Yankees up 5-4. In part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, we're in the 6th inning. Yankees lead this one 5-4, a game in which they led 5-0. But the Twins have chipped away and now down by 1 with a runner on first base. So Corey Wade leaves and they bring in Boone Logan. And John, one thing they have to fix in the next 10 days is Boone Logan, because Boone Logan has not been that effective against lefties of late.
Yeah, struggling a little bit lately, but also a trend that's kind of showing itself here lately. Yankee starters not going very deep into ball games, and I know there's a lot of September call-ups, so some extra arms in that bullpen. Corey Wade pitching, maybe not as sharp as he had been early on. Boone Logan the same. Let's start getting some length from the Yankee starters.
So the lefty Logan against the lefty Parmelee. Parmelee with a home run and a double. Parmelee is 8 for his last 15. Kadire leads off first, and the first pitch is outside. That's when he gets into trouble, when he falls behind. And you know, you could say that about any pitcher, but a lefty specialist has to come on, get ahead, and then bounce balls in the dirt. There's a strike, 1-1.
Well, there it is right there, that slider that he's able to drop in for a strike. He kind of went on a nice little run when he dropped his arm angle a little bit, gave that slider a little more break.
The 1-1 outside, 2-1. The 2-1 is not made. Throw over to first. The 2-1. 2-2.
Another good slider located perfectly down and away. You have some options now. If you're Boone Logan, you can run a fastball in on the hands. You can go back to that slider again.
Runner goes, pitches outside, stolen base standing for Kadire. So you can see the Twins' game plan today was to run on Martin, which is strange because Martin's been so great gunning down attempted base stealers, but they see something in the pitchers because they're not stealing on Martin. So now the tying run is at second here at the top of the sixth. 3-2 is grounded to third. Alex Rodriguez fields way wide of the bag, and he gets Parmalee for the final out. So Logan gets the lefty. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the sixth. 5-4 Yanks. Brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at Verizon.com/getFios to get the best deals on Fios. Wade Davis will go up against Ivan Nova. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. on the Yes Network. Game time is at 7 on My 9. Jeter bunts. It's a beauty. It's a base hit. Third hit for Jeter. Well, he had Hughes back, and he decided to lay one down.
Having a good game swinging the bat too, but he saw something with Hughes back at third base and a perfectly executed bunt. Nice way to start out the 6th inning.
Pitch is low. Fouled away. Granderson, 2-run home run in the first, his career high 41st of the year. Then flied out to left and walked in the fourth. Jeter's 223rd career 3-hit game. Foul ball. Hammered foul. Jeter leads off first. That one is grounded to first. Parmalee fields. He'll go to second one. That's all they get. One away.
Nice job by Parmalee, actually moving himself into the field of play. Takes a step forward, create a throwing angle. Across the Plouffe, the only out they're going to get. Didn't rush it, made sure he got a good angle to throw. Took the easy out.
That's going to bring up Mark Teixeira. Granderson, of course, a threat to steal. Dribbled slowly back to the mound. They'll take the out at first as Granderson advances to second.
You can see Yankees who have not seen Waldrop. They're having trouble with the movement on his fastball. Mark Teixeira rolling over one. Curtis Granderson the same thing. Definitely not doing it with velocity. It's more movement and location.
Rodriguez 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And he swings and misses. Count 0-1. Alex has just 99 hits with his injuries that he's missed so many games, but he's made the most of them. 16 homers and 59 ribbies. The Yankees lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th inning. 0-2 from Waldrop. The 0-2. Chasing back Granderson. Twins have actually out-hit the Yankees 12-11 But the Yankees, who scored 5 runs over the first 3 innings, they still lead 5-4. Heard one of the Yankees last night as everybody was getting off the plane. One of them said just so innocently, I can't wait to sleep in my own bed. 4 different cities, 4 different hotels, a couple of different time zones. Long trip. Yankees went 4-6 on the trip. The 1-2. Grounded foul. But that 4-6, John, actually helped them gain ground on the Red Sox because the Red Sox were on a worse streak, and it took 10 games off the schedule.
Only 1 day off on that trip, and now you can't even. It was a day off from playing baseball, but a tough travel day. Soriano getting loose in the Yankee pen. But this wasn't the easiest one to come right back to. A day game after that trip.
There's a base hit through the left side. Here comes Granderson. Here's the throw. It's going to be wide. Granderson scores. A-Rod will go to second on the overthrow. An RBI single for him. And the Yankees lead 6-4.
Nice job at 2-out hitting by Alex Rodriguez. He had seen sinker after sinker after sinker, and he finally got one down and in. Just drops the bat head, places it through the hole between third and short. Benson had a chance here to throw. A great view there up the line. Rivera kind of lazy behind the plate. Alex Rodriguez was not going to advance to second base, but with that play he does.
Well, once again, second time in this game, they are going to intentionally walk. Cano. Gernhardt did not like that throw. It'll go as an E7, allowing A-Rod to move to second. You can see Alex Rodriguez use that left hand to hit second base on the slide, so thumb feeling okay. As Cano now intentionally walked. This will be ball 3. So for the second time today, and this has to wear on a player, they're saying we'd rather face Nick Swisher than Robinson Cano. Last time out, they loaded the bases with Cano, and Swisher had a fly ball to center. So there's ball 4.
The second time in a row, Nick Swisher in a hurry to get to the plate. Looks like a man who's determined.
John, you're going to get upset at this because I know you protect your brethren. They gave an error to the catcher, Rivera, on that.
He should have had an error. Did you see? Well, if we get another look at the replay, he kind of very lazily went after the ball, took his eye off it. It's a play he should have made.
Okay. Honest, all right. I just knew that the throw was very wide.
It was wide, but it looked like an easy hop, at least to catch the ball.
First and second, 2 outs. Swisher fouls it away. Here's what John's talking about.
When you watch Rivera, it looked like an easy play. You got it. Takes his eye off the ball, and it gets by him. What do you think?
I agree with you now.
Now, the other day, Austin Romine had an error behind the plate on a short hop. Play at the plate, got away from him, runner advanced. That was a tough error.
The 0-1. Grounded to second, so for the second time in 3 innings, their strategy works. But the Yankees do score a run on 2 hits, 1 error to the catcher. 2 men left. We go to the 7th. Yankees lead 6-4. WB Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry have the highlights and analysis from this game, and they will update you with the playoff picture. Of course, give you the update on the Red Sox and the Orioles. Plus, Kimberly Jones gets the team reaction from the clubhouse. Do not miss, do not miss the WB Mason postgame following the last out only on Yes. New left fielder for the Yankees is Brett Gardner. New pitcher is Rafael Soriano. Soriano, his last 2 outings, he has struck out the side in order. And strangely enough, those are the only 2 innings he's had all year where he's had 3 strikeouts in order. And he's done it 2 games in a row. Cadillac scoreboard. Yankees lead 6-4. Pitch outside, 1-0.
Well, Soriano enjoyed his time in Toronto with those 2 innings you're talking about, Michael, but the Yankees got to be very encouraged. Their back end of the bullpen, Soriano getting hot at the end of the year, the right time.
John, we could be staring at history if Mariano has to come in the 9th inning. The Yankees have a 3-run lead or less. He could pick up his record-breaking 602nd save in front of the home fans. The lights are on here at the stadium. A little overcast, but still a beautiful day. And the 1-2 to Valencia. 2-2. And the pitch. 3-2.
Velocity a tick below what we saw from Soriano in Toronto. A 92-93, that fastball a 91, but a very, very much improved slider.
Grounded and grabbed there by A-Rod. Gets to his feet, fires, got him. Great play by Alex Rodriguez.
Well, Alex Rodriguez has to get at bats to get his timing back, but also at third base, the reactions going to his left. The strong throw. Nice play by Alex Rodriguez. Good first reactions.
Now the dive that way is not going to affect his thumb. What you worry about is when he does the backhand dive. That's how he hurt it before, where he's moving to his right, and that was against the Twins. And if he dives, a lot of the weight comes down on the thumb. So that one's okay. Kind of comes down on the pinky side of the hand. Little weak hack there. A-Rod pumped up. And you know what? Slaps his hand into his glove, so I guess his thumb's feeling all right. The 0-2. The 1-2. Laced into center field, but right there is Granderson for the second out. As Dinkelman is retired. Makeup date, game rained out on April 6th. So you're not your usual stadium crowd, but nice representative group here. There's Luke Hughes. And there's a strike. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
And the slider has gotten noticeably better as the year has gone on for Soriano since he came back off the DL. Getting a lot of swings and misses, a lot of waves. Hitters having a tough time picking up the spin.
And the 0-2. Bottom of the inning, it'll be Gardner, Montero, and Martin. Yankees lead this one 6-4. And the 0-2. 1-2. Defense fairly straight away for Hughes. Swing and a miss. Another 1-2-3 inning for Rafael Soriano. 3 of those in a row at the end of 6.5 innings of play. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Yankees lead 6-4 over the Twins, but we're going to stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
We remember the servicemen and women serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
From Bob and in the postgame with Jack Curry and Kimberly Jones right here. Cadillac scoreboard, bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees lead 6-4. So if the Yankees hang on and the Red Sox don't come back, that's 2 more right shaved off the magic number. So an important day for the Yankees right here as they try to clinch a playoff position, and then you can start resting people and getting people in order for the way you'd like to let your pitching play out. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and a new pitcher is Jim Hoey. Waldrop actually did very well. Those are Hoey's numbers. And he's going to face the bottom third of the Yankee order: Gardner, Montero, and Martin.
You see the numbers on the year. Was recalled here in September. 1-3 with a 3.83 ERA at AAA.
Gardner's first at bat of the game. Andrew Jones started in left. Yankees put him in left to tighten it up. Last 5 games, though, Gardner 2 for his last 15. Foul back. Count 3-1. Yankees would love to get Gardner on.
Jorge Posada on deck. We get a bat for Montero.
Count 3-2. David Robertson ready to pitch the 8th inning. That's his inning. Foul ball.
Hoey, a pretty good fastball at 95. 2-1 pitch was a split finger to Brett Gardner at 85 miles an hour. So pretty good spread there in velocity.
Gardner continues to battle. Six 12-1. Twins 4 12-1. Grounded to short. Going to be a very tough play. The long throw, he's just too fast. If he makes a shortstop move to his right, there's a good chance he's going to get an infield single.
You wonder why Brett Gardner would go into a slump with speed like this. Plouffe comes up with it. There's not even going to be a chance of a play. Brett Gardner out of your picture right there. He's so fast. 3-2 fastball, just slap it and run. Infield base hit.
Now let's see if Gardner goes now. Jorge Posada will pinch hit. Montero was 1 for 3, singled off the wall in right center in the 2nd, and struck out in the 3rd and the 5th. Swung on and tipped into the glove of Rivera.
See Jorge's numbers at 13 home runs, 40 RBIs. Pinch hit appearance, swinging at that first fastball. The at-bats have been sporadic for Jorge coming down the stretch.
Ground ball up the middle. It's going to be 2. A 4-4-3 double play. Let's check things out with Bob Lorenz. Bob, tell me something. Now, all you can say, Bob, is wow. It's unbelievable the tailspin that team is in. And it really started when the Yankees took 2 out of 3 against them. Yankees had such trouble beating them this year. Then they take 2 out of 3. And it just goes up as a final on the board, and the crowd kind of gasps and then cheers. I don't think the Yankee fans would like nothing better or anything better than to see the Red Sox out of the playoffs. And right now it's a game and a half difference between the Rays and the Red Sox. Did you see this coming, John, with this team?
Well, not at all, but you start thinking back to spring training and everybody talking about the Red Sox rotation and how much better it was. Buckholtz getting hurt has really hurt that team.
Lackey not pitching well. Matsuzaka, although I'm not a huge fan, he gives them innings and a decent chance to win. He got hurt early and out for the year. They got Bedard and his knee's been barking, and Tim Wakefield looks like he's running out of fumes or running out of gas at the end. So they've got some issues, they really do.
Strike.
3-1.
First pitch was a strike.
You hear John Hirschbeck say that the first pitch of the at-bat was a strike. So the count is 3-1. And now he walks him. So it's 5 for the Yankees, 6 in the loss column, and it could go to 5.5 if the Yankees hold on. And it's 1 in the loss column between the Red Sox and the Rays. And John, if the Red Sox lose tonight, they're essentially tied. It's really hard to believe that they could blow a lead that quickly.
But, you know, on the flip side, you can see why Tampa's gotten so hot. Their rotation is throwing well. The Yankees are going to get a good look at it this week. And we talked about it in Toronto. A dangerous team, the Tampa Bay Rays, if they can sneak into the playoffs because of the strength of their starting rotation.
Now, John, if you're looking at the rest of the season, though, you'd still have to say the Red Sox have to be favored because they have all the games left with the Orioles, and the Rays have all the games left with the Yankees. Now, will the Yankees be playing for anything? Will they be running out their A team, especially the final 3 games in Tampa, or will they be settled in as the American League East champs? And then do they have an obligation to run out an A team? And I don't think they do if they have all their business settled. But you also don't want to have a team that's not representative if a division is or a playoff spot is on the line.
Boy, that's tough decisions for Joe Girardi right there. I mean, you got to get your guys some rest, but I always felt like you have to throw a representative team out there against playoff type clubs.
Well, that's something that Showalter had said when the Yankees were in there for that makeup game. He said, you know, I want to find out things about people, but I don't think it's right to the game of baseball for me not to play the best players I have in games that matter for a playoff spot.
Yeah, you know, when I was with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays back then, and we were really bad teams, and you come down the stretch in September, you know, Larry Rothschild was actually our manager, and he would pick the games that didn't mean anything to throw the young kids out there to get a look at them. But if you were playing the playoff teams that the games really mattered, he threw the everyday lineup out there. I think that you feel the responsibility as a manager to do that. Integrity of the game.
Hey, you could vote along with us for today's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772, or you could vote online at yesnetwork.com. Here's today's candidates. Curtis Granderson, number 1. Derek Jeter with 3 hits and a walk, number 2. Michael Kadire, the home run, 2-run shot off AJ, he's number 3. And Robinson Cano, number 4. And again, you could write in Mariano Rivera if he comes in and gets the save. But if the Yankees score a couple more runs, he's not going to have a save to put in the bank. Ron Gardenhire slowly walks to the mound. And he's going to take the ball from Hoey as the Yankees have runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Granderson due up, a lefty coming in. Pottis comes in to face Curtis Granderson, and Granderson went yard earlier.
Granderson got the Yankees off on the right foot this afternoon. First inning off Scott Diamond. Deep to right center field, gave the Yankees a lead.
Those are the numbers on the Twins left-hander. 50 hits in 47 innings, 30 walks. That's not good. When you have more walks than strikeouts, it kind of sends up a warning signal. There's a strike. Granderson, a 274 hitter against left-handers, 265 against righties. And he also has 15 of his 41 home runs against left-handers. Martin's at second, Jeter's at first. Count 1-2. He likes to hit against this lefty. 4 for 8 against Mijares with 1 home run.
And he just had a hanging slider, could not pull the trigger. Pretty good pitch to hit, locked him up.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out for the final out of the 7th. No runs a hit, no errors in. 2 men left on base, 7 in the books here at the stadium. And the Yankees are leading this one 6-4. Four-game set with big-time playoff implications. Coverage on Yes starts at 6 with Audi batting practice today, and then the pregame. Then after the final out on My 9, switch back here for Yankees extra innings presented by Tri-State Ford. And Wednesday, we've got full game coverage of the day-night doubleheader right here on Yes. Yankees turn it over to David Robertson here in the 8th inning. David's numbers speak for themselves. 96 strikeouts in 63 innings. His ERA, the best ERA of any reliever, 1.14. That's in the big leagues. He has not allowed a run in his past 9 appearances, covering 9 2/3 innings with 15 strikeouts.
And he worked a game Friday night in Toronto, had the weekend off Saturday and Sunday, so should be pretty fresh.
Speaking of fresh, John, I want to tell everybody what kind of teammate I have in John Flaherty. Day game, long road trip, and John comes into the booth today brandishing Zimmy's Bagels from Pearl River.
Town of friendly people.
And good bagels, too. They should add that to the song.
I was pumping up Zimmy's Bagels, so I had to show up and represent.
They were good.
They were good, right?
Oh, yeah. They hit the spot. So thank you. And
My
thank
pleasure.
you to Zimmy's, although you paid.
Did pay. The right thing. Maybe they won't have to pay next time now.
I would think not. Here's Joe Benson. And the first pitch is high, 1-0. Hyundai scoreboard 6-4. Yankees lead the Twins. So Coney joins us tomorrow for the Yankees Rays.
He does.
Yeah, 3-man booth. Big series. Let's see if he brings in some zimmies.
I haven't seen him running through Pearl River lately.
(6-4) Yankees lead the Twins. And the 1-1. Foul back. We told you the Red Sox lost the first game of their day-night doubleheader 6-5 to the Orioles, and the win significant for the Orioles. It was their 63rd win of the year, which means that they avoid losing 100 and small victories when you're at that point in building up or rebuilding an organization. A 1-2. Hot shot. Nice play by Alex Rodriguez. And he gets Benson for the first out. Two very good plays by Rodriguez in the 7th and now here in the 8th.
And rounding himself into shape at the plate and also in the field. Hot shot by Benson. And again, the strong throw across the diamond. Actually, a nice piece of hitting by Benson. We usually don't see those type of swings against David Robertson, but Alex Rodriguez up to the challenge.
Rene Tassoni is going to pinch hit for Rene Rivera. And a strike. He has 3 home runs. The 0-1 popped up. Alex Rodriguez makes the play for the second out. And Mariano stretching. I just thought of, John, throughout New England over the next 3 days, Red Sox fans will have to do something that's so distasteful to them. They're going to have to root for the Yankees.
That's going to be hard to do.
Wild card makes strange bedfellows. They're going to have to root hard for the Yankees. The 0-2. Grounded foul.
Mentioned David Robertson a couple of days off. He's got some good life on that fastball, and that's all he's been using this inning.
The 0-2. Tapped right back to the mound. Yankee bullpen. 3 up, 3 down in the 7th and in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees lead 6-4. You're watching Yankees baseball on Yes. Bottom of the 8th inning. A new catcher is Drew Butera. There's Drew. And the new pitcher is Lester Oliveros. And he's going to face Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Cano. Those are the numbers on Oliveros. A hit per inning. 5.12 ERA. Teixeira today is 1 for 4. And a strike.
Oliveros, part of that Delman Young trade, traded to the Detroit Tigers.
It's interesting, John. Young's done a good job for the Tigers. They've kind of phased out Maglia Ordonez, kind of a bench player. And Delman Young plays a lot. Driven into left field. That's going to dunk in there for base hit. I think that Benson kind of lost it in the sun, got a late jump, so a leadoff single by Teixeira.
Benson also lost his footing out in left field a little bit. See the big swing from Mark Teixeira beats him a little bit. Don't know if Benson would have been able to get there anyway. Place your divots.
Alex Rodriguez swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Dinkelman for the first out. There's Mo. He's getting ready. Mariano with 601 saves, tied with Trevor Hoffman for the most in big league history. Here's Robinson Cano. Blocked by Butera. The 1-0. 2-0. See Nick Swisher asking, is he throwing a changeup? Time call by Cano.
I think that first pitch to Robinson Cano was a changeup from Oliveros. Followed it up with a pretty good fastball in 93. Nick Swisher paying attention, asking Kevin Long a little scouting report.
Paid attendance here at the stadium, 40,045 today. That's obviously not how many are in the ballpark, but the tickets from the April 6th game. The 2-1. Knocked down by Oliveros. It's going to trickle into right field for a base hit. He might have stopped the double play there.
Yeah, you wonder if he lets it go, it might be a pretty routine 4-6-3 double play. I don't think Robinson Cano hit it on the barrel. Looked like it got jammed a little bit. Oliveros deflects it into right field. Robinson Cano will take it.
Well, now if you're a Yankee fan, what are you rooting for here? Do you want the Yankees to score a couple of runs and have more breathing room, or do you want it to stay right here so Rivera could get the save or the opportunity for the save? Swisher 2 for 4. Swings and misses. Last 2 times Swisher saw Cano walked intentionally in front of him. In the 4th to load the bases, he had a fly ball to center. And then in the 6th to put runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs. And then he grounded out to 2nd. Nick has scored a run and also drove in a run today. Tap back to the mound. They'll get 1 and they'll get 2. And Mariano is going to get a chance to set the all-time saves record. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left. It's Mo time. Stay where you are for history. Enter Sandman by Metallica, and that's what he's done for all these years as he's built up all of these saves. He is tied with Trevor Hoffman with 601 career saves, the most ever in the history of Major League Baseball. Mariano also has 42 postseason saves, and he'd probably consider those the most important of all. But right here, he has a chance to take the lead. Family and friends at the ballpark. They were with him in Toronto as well. They saw the record tire, and this one obviously would be the record breaker. 1 Mo to go. And here's your opportunity. Mariano got his first save with the Yankees in 1996. He was the setup man that year for John Wetland. He first came to the Yankees out of the minor league system in 1995. Started and then became a reliever. And now all these years later, he's still doing it big time as he has converted his last 13 save opportunities, and he deals high to Trevor Plouffe.
Well, Michael, the crowd here all afternoon pretty subdued. All of a sudden, when Mariano came out of the bullpen, they're all fired up.
Pitch outside, 2-0. He has saved so many big games for the Yankees. He has been picture perfect for them. And there's a strike. And you ask him to say his favorite save, the one that stands out, he says he can't. All he cares about is his team winning. He's had big saves. He's had big blown saves as well. but he is arguably the greatest pitcher or relief pitcher in the history of baseball.
And you wonder what's going through his mind. I mean, obviously the 42 postseason saves, he has done it in big spots. Wonder if he's thinking about 602.
The 2-2. Grounded to second. Cano is there. One away. Yankees have also tightened up the defense, putting Chris Dickerson out in right field for Nick Swisher. Mariano's 41 years old. He has 42 on his back. He has 42 career postseason saves. He has 42 saves this year. Now he's looking for 602 lifetime. We've told the stories before. The save stat was actually invented by Jerome Holtzman, a veteran sports writer in Chicago. In the early 1960s, it became an official stat in 1969. Here's Michael Kadire. Pitch inside. And Mariano Rivera has been the Yankees' exclusive closer since 1997 when John Wetland left the team as a free agent. And he has never relinquished that role all these years later. 1-1. And the pitch. John, you caught both Rivera and Hoffman, and they both did it in completely different ways.
Yeah, Trevor Hoffman had an outstanding changeup, a Bugs Bunny type changeup. Mariano, that one pitch, the cutter, he's mixing in some more sinkers lately.
2-2. Garrett's been there for most of them. They both got their first taste of Yankee baseball in '95. The 2-2. Lofted into right field. Right there is Dickerson. One out away. No one has caught more of the saves than that man, Jorge Posada. Now he's a witness to history. And Chris Parmelee at the plate. Most of the fans here at the ballpark on their feet. And a strike. Granderson shallow in center and shaded toward left center. Gardner shallow is in left. The 0-1. Grounded, just foul. Broken bat. How many times has Rivera done that?
Yeah, that's perfect right there. A little cutter in on the hands of a left-handed hitter. Breaks the bat. We've seen that so many times. Russell Martin wants it up and in. It's exactly where he gets it.
One strike away is Parmelee getting a new bat. He has been a major contributor to 5 world championships, starting in 1996 when he set up for John Wetland. In fact, that year, he finished 3rd in the Cy Young voting. As a rookie, setting up. That's how dominant he was. (0-2), 2 outs, 9th inning, Yankees up 6-4. Rivera sets and deals. Strike 3, ball game over, Yankees win, and it's perfect because the greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history. With 6:02, he moves ahead of Trevor Hoffman, and he stands alone atop the closer mountain. John, that 9th inning played out the way most of those play out for him clean, efficient, and he got it done.
And you can tell he was a little bit pumped up, the ball jumping out of his hand just a little bit better. And a man who has all been about the team first, individual statistics second, enjoying this bit of attention from his teammates. Congratulations, Mariano, 602, the best ever.
So his team crowding around him in front of the mound where he's done such great work. And some of the Twins also standing on the top step of the dugout watching. Really, you could argue it, and I'm sure everybody could argue any kind of point, but there's never been a better closer than Mariano Rivera. And I think what we're doing right now is we're getting a chance to watch the Babe Ruth of his position. And if baseball is played another 300 years from now, John, they'll talk about how great Mariano Rivera was.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about 602, and obviously that's a huge number, but I think the 42, Michael, postseason saves that you mentioned, that's what separates that man from all the other closers who tried to finish out ball games.
Well, he's always been recognized as the greatest, and now he has the numbers to go along with it. And the team shows more emotion than Mo.
Gene Monahan, head trainer, loved it. Captain. Seen that fist pump many times with Mariano finishing out ball games.
And they push him out to the mound where he could soak in the adulation of the crowd. He doesn't know what to do with the attention, John. And I think he was really moved by the fact that the Twins were also clapping in the third base dugout. So Mariano Rivera stands alone atop the saves list. 602 saves. And you know what? He hasn't limped to that finish line, and it's no finish line. He's got many more to go. Just an unbelievable performance, and pretty much what we've seen from him his entire career. And now he is down on the field with Kim Jones. Kim?
Thank you, Michael. Mariano, you said you'd love to get the big one at home in front of not only your teammates, but of course the home crowd. What does this moment mean to you?
This moment is great. I mean, I have to thank God first, you know, my family, my wife, my kids, parents, the organization, the fans, you know what I mean?